Hello everyone and welcome to Connor Spear Tier 1. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here in Portugal for the Portimao Grand Prix. Lewis is in the commentary box with me as always. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very good. Good evening everyone. Welcome. Yeah, it's always nice to have a week off racing and just commentate. So yeah, Portugal is a great track. Very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know that Portimao is also a really tricky track, traction-wise, with I think it's turn 12, where people are very tempted to lose the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have to look out for that one, especially when they come out of the pits on cold tires. It will be a tricky one. I think now during qualifying it's not going to be such a big problem. But yeah, looking forward to this qualifying session. Like last week, we've got a mixed tier 1 with PS and PC drivers. So yeah, really looking forward to see what everyone can do tonight. English is such a hard language. A lot of the quick guys are in. Vaporizer, Fruitful, News, they are the ones ready to put it up on pole position. Unfortunately, Bama is not here, who is also a challenger for pole position each week. But yeah, let's see what everyone can do. Here's Famu. So yeah, 16 people ready to race tonight. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, and we had a really good race last week as well. It was really enjoyable to have a full grid and yeah, very good race. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Portugal, from my race 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now, it was really enjoyable. And like you say, the key thing is traction. The other corner to look out for is the turn 8 when you're going up. When you're going up the hill, it's a blind apex, and then it drops down. But that area, particularly when your tyres are either hard compound or coming towards the end of their life, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of people lose the back end and time in that sector as well. But it's just the elevation is so unique for a European circuit. But, you know, I know Spa has its elevations, and but it's just everywhere on this circuit. You're going up or downhill, and it's a shame it's not on the calendar permanently, because I think it's a good track to race on. I think drivers really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a really good track, and I think it provides a lot of overtaking as well. Going into turn 1, going into turn 5, I believe, after the second DRS straight. So yeah, let's see what kind of racing and how many overtakes we will be seeing today. Is there a high chance of a safety car around here? You would say, because it's that wide, that safety car is not very likely to come out. Although on this game, even if the safety car is on standard, it comes out more often than not.
Yeah, it didn't happen in our race. It can happen, but I feel like there's quite a lot of runoff, so it's quite hard to actually DNF at this circuit. The chance, I know this game, you can get a safety car just from someone spinning, so that's the only real threat I think you can see from the safety car. But it's not as major as other circuits, so I expect it to go green all the way. Now I've said that, it probably won't, but yeah, I expect it. But I also expect it to be quite close in qualifying for this race. And it's already only 3/10 cover the top 4.
Yeah, it's not even a second between P1 and P10, so, or just about a second. So that's good
that's
to
just
see.
the first run.
That's just the first run, and a couple of people who haven't been able to set a lap time yet. So it's looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. Be interesting to see. I've got 11 minutes 23, 22, 21. Don't know how much you got, Thomas. I know sometimes in the past it's been a bit all over the place.
Yeah, it's now 15, 14.
Yeah, we're on the same page. So
love to see it.
We've got Donny back this week. I think he wasn't here last week.
Correct.
Donny. So Donny is back as well. The 3 champ last year. And we've got AJ out on track. I think AJ's on oh no, he's already invalidated. So that's the thing. In turn 1 is a very easy corner to invalidate straight away, because it's a corner you can gain and lose so much time depending on your commitment. and how well, because you have to enter that corner so fast, you have to perfectly time your turning, because if it's too early, you go over the curb, you invalidate. If you go too late, you have to back out so that you still make the corner, otherwise you invalidate because you run too wide. So it's turn one, I'd say. Do you remember doing qualifying? Turn one is the most nerve-wracking corner because I think it's the one out of all the sector where you can invalidate. And I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few people in the final run do invalidate in that turn one sector.
I also saw some clips on Twitter where people just get a random invalidation for hitting a wall going into turn one, while a wall isn't even there. So yeah, I wouldn't rule out the fact that a lot of people get an invalidation because of that, but yeah, we have to wait and see. I'm currently on board with Kisil, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. He is new in the Red Bull. He will be replacing Minions who dropped down to a reserve. He put in 117.9 on his first run. He is improving by already a 10 to Sector 1. So let's see what he can do for Sector 2. This is the tricky part where traction is oh so important. Especially coming off this turn. How good is his exit? It's really good. No weird situations on screen. And he can continue on with his lap. He's coming towards the end of Sector 2 now, and he is up by 1.5 tenths pretty much. So he is trying to get himself up by a couple of positions. Can he get himself into that top 8, top 7? It's there. Oh, and then he loses it. Never mind. And that is where we were talking about.
Yeah.
Traction.
Yeah, it's a big area. I saw it in the race, a lot of people losing the back end, particularly when the tyres wear out as well. So it can definitely happen. So we've got anyone else on like that? PW Jones, he's 500s up from his previous best. Jay Prentice is 10th up. Jay Prentice likes to run low on the downforce switch. Around this track, you don't have to run as high downforce as you did on the previous games, but it's still a case of Jay Prentice just runs really low, so makes it very tricky to overtake. Because that is one thing with this circuit, you only get 2 DRS zones and really only one proper one. Because turn 1 is such a fast corner, you've got to make the move already, or be side by side, or slightly ahead, basically. It's not a corner where you can heavily brake and make the move. Whilst at least with the short DRS zone, if you are very close, you can make a late move and outbrake the guy. Just a hairpin corner. So, yeah, that's the only issues with that, with this track. It does make it a little bit trickier, especially if there's a DRS train. It's very difficult.
Yeah. All the corners are pretty much fast flowing as well, so there's not really like that heavy braking zone where you can just put it down the inside and hope for the best.
Lord Raptor is on a lap now.
Yeah, I'm also watching Vaporize. He's now coming towards the line, coming out of the pretty much the last turn. He is already in pole position. He was a little bit down on his time through Sector 2, so let's see what he can do. Did he get an improvement through Sector 3? Yes, he did. 2 tenths, almost. Love to see it. Yeah. Let's go on board with Raptor.
Turn 6. Oh, there you go. Lost back end. He's probably going to back out. I think he has, yeah. He's backed out. No improvement for the Lord.
Follow up. His teammate is still on a flyer. Let's see what he can do. He gets into the 116s as well. Great lap by Moller.
Got Pens coming out of the final corner. See what he can do. He's currently P5. He's pitting.
He's coming into the pits, yeah. His teammate as well.
Yeah. Going down the order here.
Flex. Yeah. No, he's not on. He is probably going again. Yes, he is. Otherwise, he wouldn't be warming up his tires right now.
Yeah.
So let's see what
I
he
don't
can
think
do.
anyone's doing a lap.
Not at the moment, no. We've got Charlie on an out lap. Fruitful and Charlie are the ones still having to set a lap. I know Fruitful is still on his way back from football training, so he will probably only get an attempt for one lap or not even one at all.
Yeah.
But now let's focus on the Alfa Romeo of Flexkey. Let's see what he can do. It's a good exit. Now coming towards the end of sector 1, and he is up by almost 2/10. So it's looking good so far for the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah. Still very early on this lap.
Yep, and Fruitful is on an out lap, so he is definitely going to get an attempt in.
Yeah, nicely done. Oh,
and that is it.
He was 3/10 up on his previous best. Well, and that's not right.
Okay.
He's cutting the track, rallycross style.
Well, at least he knew what to do.
Yeah.
Let's see what Fruitful can do. He's about to start his lap. First couple of laps probably today. Always interesting to see what you can do straight out the box. Oh, a little bit wide on exit. Purple for sector 1, I don't know how accurate that is.
Well, normally...
Oh, and he goes wide. Yeah, no invalidation.
He must have lost a bit of time.
I know this isn't one of Fruitful's favorite tracks, so he will be happy to get himself on the podium, I reckon.
I know Purple Sector 2 is a weird
famous
one.
glitch.
Yeah, they've never patched. Here we go. Is this... I mean, if he did get Purple on Sector 1, that probably means he did get last first sector. It's going to be close here, not quite quick enough. 117.4. It's a good opening stint. I think that's going to be his one and only lap.
I think it is, yeah. As everyone now is getting out of the pitch to start their final run. Charlie, he lost the car coming up the hill where Fruitful is driving now, so he had to back out of that lap. He got it back in time though, so he can go again to try and set a lap time. Is Moller already going for a lap? Yes, he is. So let's go on board with him. He seems on it.
Oh wow, 3/10 up. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, it's 500s up.
But still, that is now on the time of Vaporizer.
Yeah.
He had a massive improvement for sector 2. So if you can just match it, I think that would already be very good.
Looks good.
Yeah, good exit there.
Watching someone do the ultimate lap on board around this track is so satisfying. It's 400s up still.
I agree.
All Fruitfuls,
yeah, in the pits, he didn't have time to put in another lap. Moller race though, and he comes out of the final corner, and this seemed like a very good lap. Is it going to be good enough to put himself on pole position? We will know in a second. It is good enough, just about 300ths of a second quicker than Vaporizer. But remember, Vaporizer still has to set a lap, and here it is through sector 1, and he is up by half a second as well, or half a tenth, sorry.
Raptor's up as well, by the way, and he's further down the track. He's in the end of sector 2 coming up.
Let's go on board with him.
He's quarter of a second up. So he's going to be very close. He's quarter of a second up on his previous best. That's not enough at the moment. But if he improves in the final sector as well, he's going to be very close to these guys.
Oh, this looks good.
Oh, it's very good, but just out. Vaporizer's 2/10 up though, nearly.
Oh, Vaporizer's going to smash this. If he doesn't make a mistake coming off this corner, no he doesn't, then it should be a pole position for Vaporizer once again.
Yeah, great traction coming out of that final turn.
And he smashed it. Oh my days, 116.6. What a lap by Vaporizer.
Yeah, great lap. Brent is about to finish his lap.
Yeah. That is it, because AJ is not on a quick lap. Yeah. So we've got Vaporizer once again on pole position.
Lovely.
Considering the fact Fruit will only did one lap, I think he can be happy with the fact he's in P6. He just didn't make that mistake where he ran wide. I think he could have got himself up into P4.
Yeah, I think he would have probably lost. The thing is, he let it flow. He was clever. He let it flow, but he didn't get on the throttle.
Yeah.
So probably didn't lose him much time. I don't think I would be surprised if he lost more than 10. It still looked very smooth. He didn't brake, but at the same time he didn't carry the speed to be too quick and therefore get the validation.
So here we have it, the qualifying results for the starting grid. Vaporizer starts on pole position, Muller up in P2, Raptor in P3, Pee Wee Jones in P4, Roy P5, Fruitful P6, Donny P7, Flesky P8, Vemu P9, AJ rounds off the top 10. We've got News in P11, Jay Prentice P12, Kierbo P13, Brizin P14, Kisil P15, DK, so we just call him DK, I love that, P16, and Charlie, who hasn't been able to set a lap time, will start from last place on the grid, P17.
Lovely.
Now hopefully everything is going alright with the formation lab. Raptor has created this lobby. I know he's put the formation lab on, but I know that in crossplay lobbies it's not always a 100% guarantee that everything works as it should. So let's pray that everything works well. So Lewis, first of all, what is going to be the best strategy for tonight's race?
Best strategy is starting on the hards and going on to the mediums. It's a straightforward one-stopper. You're going to get a mix, but for me personally, it's what I did, and I found it really beneficial. And if you're a guy towards the front of the field, I expect a lot of these guys to start on the hard tyres at the front. Maybe midfield, or maybe one of the guys will be on the mediums. But it's such an advantage to be on those medium tyres for the second half of the race. So let's see if they have done that. Yep. Yeah, so someone in fourth has gone mediums. But as I expected, guys further back on medium tyre, just to try and gain some places early on. But in that second stint, I find, because there's not much difference between the medium and the hard, in terms of like the fact that the hard tyres, the drivers in the hard tyres, they're going to be pitting around sort of lap 18, lap 19, whilst the medium runners will be pitting around like lap 14. So I think it was lap 19. I think I was looking. I pitted around on the hards. If you start on the hards, so it's about 5 laps longer a stint, but when you get onto those medium tyres in the second half, they're going to be very, very quick. But if there is safety cars at the wrong time for the hard runners, then it can really cause some troubles.
Okay. Prediction for tonight's race. I think Vaporizer will win this one. I think Raptor is going to be P2, and I would say Fruitful P3. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard looking past Vaporizer, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see, though. Raystrom, Lord, or Moller might be quicker and closer to him. But he seemed very dominant even in Mexico as well with pace. So I think, yeah, Vaporizer P1. And to be honest, I think either of those Haas drivers, I wouldn't be. I would like Fruitful to get into a P3 position. So if he's got the pace and gets quicker and quicker through the race, I'll go P3 Fruitful, and I'll have. I'm going to go with Moller as a P2. It's either going to be Moller or Lord with the P2. The pace is very good.
Okay, let's see for the race, as someone is doing some burnouts just before the start of the race. That is Charlie, I think. That's one way to warm up your tires.
That's it.
We're going to wait for the 5 red lights. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's lights out and away we go for the Portugal Grand Prix. It's a sloppy start from Vaporizer. Moller takes the lead with Jones on the mediums having a really good start as well. Is Raptor going down the inside of Vaporizer? No, he's not. Vaporizer remains in P3. But what a start by Moller and Jones as they are now P1 and P2 in this race. And we've got an Alpine. There's AJ already onto the grass and he gets a 5-second penalty for cutting the track. Hectic start, but everyone got away cleanly, I think.
Yeah, he did what happened to me one race. Donny gets 5-second penalty, corner cutting and getting one. Oh, there's a Ferrari also off. It's a bit chaotic at the back of the field. I don't know if there's any damage, but yeah, that medium runner of PW Jones getting the start, which is the advantage with those softer compound tyres. And yeah, Vaporizer got too much wheel spin in that second phase of the start. And he's made it harder, and he's made it a more interesting race for us, because if he has got the pace, he's going to have to get past these guys. But after the first 2 laps, it is a tricky track to overtake on. And if he's caught up with a DRS train where all 4 of these guys are together, he's going to have to wait and play the long game.
So interesting start we've got here. Fruitful already behind Vaporizer, but there is a 1.3 second gap, so he's got something to use now. He needs to use all of the battery if he wants to close back in. Vaporizer is putting the pressure on Raptor. Top 2 is slowly starting to get away.
Yeah, and I feel like Jones, if he's got the grip and the advantage, well, tyre temperature and grip advantage right now. So if he wants to make a move, now is the time. Fruitful kept out of trouble. He's P5, so he's made a place already. Vamo is 6th. Vamo's on the mediums. Kiebo is also on those mediums. So those guys, let's see how good they are. I find with the high fuel load, the advantage the medium has will show at this early stage. There's not really that bad. The degradation isn't too bad, to be fair. The medium in the last 5 laps of the stint will be very equal to pace of the hard tyre, but definitely in these early phase right now, those mediums will be a great advantage, and it just shows though how good Moller's pace is, because he's able to keep Jones behind, and they're both not used much energy either.
Ooh, we've got Vemu making a move on Fruitful on the straight. Got a better exit as Fruitful made a slightly mistake on exit and lost himself some time. Maybe he can get himself back to the top 4, catching along with Vemu.
Yeah.
So I think News will be coming into the pits and retire the car. Yep, there we have it.
Jones staying in. Raptor is also there. They're coming back towards that group now, so top 2. So it's not actually too bad for these 4 guys, but they are the problem with Vamu's got past Fruitful. So Fruitful at the moment not really with the pace to match the top 4 on the same tyre, and he's actually now being floored in by the medium runners. Kierbo is next, and then Donny Brav, he's on the hard tyre. It's a real mix and match with a lot of guys at the back still on those medium tyres. But Fruitful, I mean, the good thing for Fruitful now is he will have a guy that he can get DRS from, which he's getting now.
Here comes Jones down the inside, and he makes the move stick with the help of DRS. Well done by Jones, and now it will be very interesting to see if he can actually get away from the guys on the hards.
Absolutely. He should do, but at the same time, if all Moller have to do is keep the there's a guy off at turn 2. It's AJ, I think, in the Alpine. But yeah, I think he won't be able to get away because of the DRS. Moller will just make sure he's within that DRS zone. But this sector here, sector 2, is where the medium tyres are strong. He is pulled away a little bit.
Yeah, you can see him pulling away that little bit, but it's not enough to get Moller out of the DRS, so he will be getting back on the start-finish straight. If he's smart, he will probably stay behind Jones until those medium tires drop off.
Yeah. He's used a lot of energy as well, Jones.
And here comes Vaporize as well onto the back of Raptor, but the problem for Vaporize or Raptor is going to get DRS as well, and that's why Vaporize is not being able to get past.
Yeah, he's going to play the long game here. Wait for the opportunity to be clear. Don't make anything stupid. He's got the pace. And in fact now Lord is starting to catch up and right on the tail of Moller. Yeah, this DRS train. And the thing is, these guys are going to come back towards Jones in the next few laps anyway, as the advantage wears away. And Jones has also had to use more energy, so he's already on 25%. And it's a circuit where you can slowly save energy, but it takes a bit of time to get that all back.
We've got a lovely battle so far. 4 guys pretty much within a second of each other.
Yeah.
Is someone going to make a move on a start-finish straight, or are we going to see the same problem like we saw on the last lap, where because everyone gets DRS, no one is able to overtake?
And that's the problem. I think that's what they're going to get. Because Moller's still in that DRS, crucially.
But if Jones can keep up this pace, he should maybe he is going to get outside of that 1 second. Because sector 2 is yet to come, and he is 8 tenths away. They will be getting a little bit less because of the DRS now, but this is where, like you said, Lewis, the effect of the mediums come into play.
Yeah. And Moller's having to use quite a lot of energy to stay intact here. So it could be, yeah, Moller's having to use a lot of energy. He's sweating over the fact that he's now 8 tenths behind Jones as yellow. That's the other Aston Martin having a moment. Yeah, 8 tenths is getting more and more.
He just about hangs on there.
Yeah.
For another lap.
Oh.
Here comes his teammate.
Oh, Vaporize had him. Did Vaporize? Oh no, it's that way. Just looking at the gap.
Yeah, Raptor goes down the inside. Muller is not fighting it too hard. And I think Raptor has just said, mate, let me have a try and see if we can get any closer to Jones.
Muller's got far less DRS as well, so Vaporizer might have a little look here. No, he's not close enough, but Vaporizer has the most energy saved deploy out of everyone in the top 4. Oh, and Lord is just on the cusp here of DRS. That medium though, working its magic. If I was P. Jones, use a bit of energy here to try and get out of the DRS. He's not. Oh, this is close.
He's on the edge.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
Just enough.
Yeah, because DRS section zone is here now. Yeah, he's just about got it, but Moller does not. Muller's lost a lot of time, and Vaporize's already alongside him. Now it's easily come through. Yeah, Moller doesn't have the race pace, and it's used up a hell of a lot of ERS. And that's allowed Vaporizer through now. So strangely, Muller's the one who's lost, even though he's on the hard tyre, he's lost quite a bit of pace. Vaporizer has a moment, and that's going to give the Haas some DRS, but it's such a short straight. You have to be really close to your opponent.
Raptor did a really good job though to close back in. I think he's running a little bit less downforce compared to everyone else because he gained a lot more on the straight than Moller Up did.
He's used a lot of energy though.
Okay.
He had like 40%, now he's down to 19, so he must have used a lot down that straight to close back up again. And I think he was also keen on making sure that Vaporize didn't get DRS. But Vaporize's pace is showing now because he's already within that second. Yeah, he's massively quicker. He's taking a 10th out each corner. Yeah, literally, he's taking a 10th out each corner in that final sector. Yeah, his pace is pretty good. Pretty devastating. Fruitful's dropped back behind Donny now. Fruitful's not at it good at all in the race compared to Quali. You can forgive him for falling back behind the medium runners, but he's now behind Donny as well.
Yep, he's not in a happy place at the moment.
Oh, I think Lord's going to have a look here. Oh, it's kind of half-hearted.
Moller has done a good job by staying within that second of Vaporizer, and as I say that, he drops outside of that 1 second window.
Well, he's on very little energy as well. He might be saved here because Lord is Raptor. Oh, we're going to pass Martin off.
And a safety car.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Now, if you're a medium runner, ooh, yeah, you could pit. Now, this is, if you're Jones, you pit. You've got to pit.
Yeah, he is.
And this is the advantage. This is perfect timing, almost. If it was lap 10, it is lap 10, sorry. It was the window for the mediums would have been lap 14. So he's pitted 4 laps early. The hards will be able to do it. And all these guys, and there's a few guys, actually everyone's pitting.
Yeah, but the guys on the hards, they will have to go onto the mediums for quite a long time, actually.
Yeah. But the thing is with this track is, it's probably possible to do it. It's just the wear rate. It's just the pace at the end. So Jones is on the hards, Lord is on the mediums, Vaporizer mediums. It is possible. The medium runners will be very worn out, and I guess they'll hope for another safety car later on. Only 2 people decide to stay out. And those guys were the ones who were on the hard tyre.
Yeah, so interesting one this. So we've got Donny now leading the field with Pesky behind him in P2. Then Jones is effectively in P1 on the hards with Raptor and Vaporize on the mediums. Kjerbo actually gained on Mollerop because Haas had to double stack. Vamu in P8, Rizin in P9 who hasn't made a pit stop, and he's got his teammate Fruitful behind on a fresh set of mediums. Roy in P11, he picked up a penalty. Charlie P12, Donny is now going into the pit, so that's an interesting one, and he picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding as well. And Brizzy goes into pits. I think they both didn't want to double stack, although Donny is on his own in the Mercedes, so that's a weird one.
Yeah. If Donny, that didn't work out at all, just trying to stay out. He's the only Mercedes out on track, so it wasn't even a piece of double stacking. He just realised his errors, and he's now P13.
So now Flexi is the only one not having made a pit stop yet. He will be praying for another safety car to come out.
Yeah.
Is the safety car going to come in this lap? I think we will have another lap of safety car conditions. Yes, we will. No, we won't. Safety car in this lap.
Now we got a 10 lap old hard tyre, then a 1 lap old hard tyre, and then a couple of mediums.
When is he gonna go? If Jones can get past straight away, he can maybe break outside of the 1 second window, and Flexi has gone now, and he's got himself a little bit of a gap, so he will be leading going into turn 1.
They're warming up the tyres. Jones, there's a few people around. Vaporizer's under pressure from Kjerbo. He has got the medium tyres to benefit. Oh, the Haas trying to get through.
Oh, it's Fruitful going round the outside.
Yeah.
And he gets the job done. Mollerop dropping positions left, right and centre.
Yeah, got caught out there. Nice going around the outside of the McLaren. Not possible. Meanwhile, Jones and Raptor side by side. Oh, and it makes the move. Great move from Raptor. So he's now into P2. Those medium tyres Getting up to temperature quickly. Vaporize is going to quickly get past as well, I think, here.
Ooh, a little bit of wheel banging.
We'll try and hang around the outside, the Aston, but yeah, those hards are not going to have the grip. But it may come back to him later in this race because these guys have gone onto the mediums. Really, they've had to come on about 9 laps earlier than they would have wanted to. So it's those mediums will drop off. And Fruitful!
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Fruitful was spun. It's coming together, and there's a Red Bull going in the pits. But coming together on the final turn. Fruitful's down the order now.
Oh, we've got Muller up and Kierbo. Muller takes it. P5 it is now for the Haas.
Nicely done. And the Williams making a move on the Ferrari, Pens, and also a Mercedes making a move on a McLaren, Donny. And Flexi has a penalty already, 3 seconds. And I expect him to be a sitting duck. I'm surprised he's still leading, to be fair, 12 lap old hards compared to these fresh medium runners. And I think the Haas is going to make a move straight away. Yep. I can see why he was thinking it. Because he knows if he wants to win this race, he's got to make the move quickly. Oh, Vaporizer hits the Haas! Oh, but they live to fight another day there. We come around the final turn. And now we have got no DRS still, but it will be enabled next time by. But these two are neck and neck. Fair play to Flexi. He is... Because ultimately, he is yet to stop. The battle isn't really... He's not going to battle for the victory today unless there is a safety car later around lap 20, then yes, he will. But, yeah, it's unlikely at the moment. Raptor, right on the gearbox. Vaporizer lost a bit of time when he made contact with Raptor.
Did Vaporizer pick up any wing damage? I can't see it on screen.
It was very light contact. I would be surprised if he did, to be fair.
Oh, we've got yellow, that is...
It's Ferrari.
Yeah,
Alpha.
and an Alfa Romeo as well. Both.
Yeah.
It's an insane train from P7
Yeah.
all the way down to P14, pretty much. Fruitful
Fair play.
just hasn't got that connection.
Yeah, Donny is making inroads on his mediums. Oh, he's done down the inside, Donny. He's made a move on Jay Prentice. They're neck and neck, side by side. Put in tears. Holds up for now, Jay Prentice.
Ooh, but Raptor, with DRS, he's not quick enough.
Next has got that low downforce, or he's actually absolutely abused his energy, which, yeah, he's got no energy. Vaporizer saved it. I think we're going to see Raptor making a move here.
Brakes late. Switch back. Oh, Flexi got a little bit wild on exit, side by side. He stays ahead. Oh, we've got Kierbo. Brilliant battle for the lead in this race.
Yeah. Next
Something we haven't seen for a long time. But here he comes. Look at Vaporizer as well. They're going to make a free wide. Is Vaporizer immediately going with Raptor as well?
Oh,
yes, he is. Right on the outside. What a move by Vaporizer as well. And Flexi, yeah, he loses 2 positions on one straight.
energy saved for Vaporizer is going to do him so much good next time by.
It will be very interesting to see if Vaporizer is going to get past, and if so, can he get away, or is Raptor quick enough to stay within that 1 second window? Vaporizer is struggling. He isn't as dominant as we've seen him in previous races.
I think the pace is there, it's just that start. You know, getting 40, he's never had clean air. Oh, and he's had a couple of moments on the rear end. But one thing with those mediums is you are more prone to overheating them, naturally, being a softer tyre. And maybe Raptor's setup is suited better for the softer tyres, and it's really working well for him now.
Well, Vaporizer is not going to get past this time round. As the two McLarens are fighting both Alpha Tauris. Fruitful picks up a 3-second time penalty. Muller has joined this battle as well.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Flesky now he has to let go. 1.2 seconds. But Vaporizer, he's not quick enough in the third sector to really be that close to make a move on Raptor. Maybe he's just letting Raptor dictate the tempo and going with the flow.
Yeah.
But Raptor is showing some strong pace nonetheless.
Only just into half of this race now. 18 of 33.
He picks up 3 seconds. Got Vaporizer a lot closer this time round. Can he make a move on the Haas in front, or is he going to stay behind? He's a lot closer right now. I think Vaporizer is going for the move. He pulls alongside Raptor and he gets the job done. It's Vaporizer now in the lead of this race as we started lap 19 out of 33. And it will be up to Raptor now to follow up very closely.
Oh, we've had a spinner. Flexy's at a moment. Flexy must have spun. He's down to P5 now. Those hards. He'd be looking to pit now, so he might do an extra couple of laps just in case of safety car, but unfortunately, yeah, those hards have had their day now. That's why I think it's going to be very interesting to see whether the guys on the mediums can go all the way. I think they're going to have to do a two-stop. I think they're going to look to put softs on. I just can't see the mediums going that long. And P Jones is only 1.2 behind Moller. And he is one of the few that pitted for hards during that safety car period because he had to. So expect the hard time might start to claw their way back later in this race. already done 10 laps now, so normally you'd be about 5 laps away from changing your tyres. You get lap 14 to lap 19. There's still 14 laps to go. Those last 5 laps are going to be pretty tough for these medium runners right now. In fact, P. Jones is now in DRS with Moller.
And Fruitful made a mistake, and he's losing out 2 positions now to Jay Prentice and Brizin.
Fruitful's made a good recovery from his spin earlier.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, PW Jones right now is flying. It's took quite a lot of time, but I think it's Moller just doesn't have the pace. He seems to be chewing through his tyres.
And he's low on ERS as well. His light is flashing.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of time to the top guys. I reckon his setup is chewing these tyres up. It's good for 1 lap, but it showed on the hard tyre as well that he all of a sudden was losing quite a bit of time. But crucially, he's been able to get out of DRS. Jones definitely has a lower downforce setup because he's gained 10 down that straight alone.
Retta is doing a good job though for staying around Vaporizer. He's not giving him any room for a mistake. And I think if Jones can catch up that little bit more, he can see himself making a move for that last podium spot. But he drops outside with a 1 second winner now. He's getting just back in. And now he drops out. I think Vaporizer has done it. Vaporizer has done it. But he comes into the pits.
Yeah.
Vaporizer comes into the pits.
Yeah. But this is what I was thinking. I was like, those last 5 laps. And is it gonna be softs? No, it's another set of mediums. Very interesting. Because that's quite early in this stint, but it makes sense because you don't want to be going too long. And I wonder, the softs you can't really do that many laps on. So, yeah. So Vaporizer has gone for the 2-stopper. And now this, massively, is an advantage for PW Jones. If the other 2 ahead are going to have to pit, this suits the hard runners, particularly Jay Prentice, PW Jones, massively.
I think
because Jones is so far ahead.
Yeah, Jones. If those 2 in front are going to make a pit stop, Jones will take the victory in this race if he's not making any mistakes.
Orbis Mercedes, Donny is on gravel.
You're not going to tell me that with 11 laps to go, Vaporizer is going to close in by that much.
I've seen crazier things. Vaporizer is currently 23 seconds away from our leader, and Lord Raptor's pitting.
He is as well.
So they are doing the 2-stop.
Really interesting this.
Now, did Vaporizer get held up at all? And I did find the overcut works here. With that tyre temperature warm-up, and the Ferrari driver and Fruitful's
retired in the pits.
Here we go.
Where's Retta? There's Retta.
Yeah. Oh, get the let him through. Yeah, it's going to be really tricky. This first ball he runs deep, and he gets 3-second penalty for running too deep.
And he loses it.
Yeah, there you go. And now it's going to be, well, that will warm his tyres up. And that is changed it completely for Raptor. And now Moller. So Moller is 18 seconds gap between Vaporizer and PW Jones, and I expect Mola is going to pit.
Yeah, you couldn't pit on the last lap because his teammate came in.
Yeah.
Or is he just going to do a bummer and not stop at all?
Nah, he's going to pit.
Yeah, he is.
There we go. So Jones is going to take advantage of the DRS now, and he has a 13-second lead over Jay Prentice and a 17-second lead over Vaporizer with 10 laps to go.
Oh.
It can be done. Vaporizer, 17 seconds to the game.
We're getting the gap to leader up.
Yeah.
We're going to take a very close look on what Vaporizer can do on those fresh mediums compared to Jones on 14 lap old hards.
Yeah.
Luckily for Jones, he's got someone in between him and Vaporizer by the likes of Jay Prentice. And if we know one thing, it's very hard to overtake Apprentice on the straight.
That's very true.
Rob and Raptor are now back together after that spin of Raptor on the last lap.
I mean, Vaporizer is taking, to be fair, the pace it's going, Vaporizer would be able to catch up. We've got Yellow in second 2, and that's Flexi.
Just pitted for fresh mediums as well.
That's not too much there. Yeah, Vaporizer's 2 seconds a lap quicker. So if he can maintain this, then yeah, 419.2. If Vaporizer can maintain this, then he will be able to catch Jones. It's whether or not he can maintain, and obviously he won't be able to maintain that pace. It will fall away. So right now is where Vaporizer can make the most, make hay while the sun shines, they say. And Jones is going to save his energy, which is smart. Or yeah, in sector 1, that is an Alpine. Yeah. Yeah, you did say it's a tricky track for traction. I've seen a number of people lose it today, being a bit greedy on throttle.
Yeah, I think Vaporizer is going to get past Jay Prentice on this lap. It will just be the case for Jones to just stay away from those white lines. Don't pick up a penalty, because that will definitely hurt his chances of taking a victory around here.
Here we go then.
Yeah, Vaporizer is too close.
Yeah, but Jay
There's
Prentice.
no way.
Ah, Jay Prentice is not even using his energy to defend.
He knows.
Yeah, it's not his battle.
He is running for a podium finish at this stage.
Yeah.
Because Vemu is on the hards as well. Behind him we've got Raptor.
Yeah. "13 seconds. That is our gap. Charlie is retired.
What a brilliant fight for the last place. Last points paying position, I should say.
Yeah.
Between Brizin and Casil. Lovely battle. Respect between both of them. They've pretty much ran side by side for half of the lap. Oh, and Brizin picks up a 3-second time penalty. Just pushing too much, and he's got now Flexi as well joining this fight. It's a three-way fight for the last points. They're in this race. As Raptor now is putting the pressure on Vemu. He knows that the podium is still there to take. Vemu low on ERS as well. Same can be said for Raptor though. 20%.
Yeah. Horizon right behind people now.
Oh, Raptor loses it again! Into the wall, there goes your front wing.
Oh dear. Luckily ghosted there. But I'll tell you what, so P. Jones 120.7, 119.3, so 1.5 seconds quicker, 11.2 seconds.
That's not enough.
Yeah, we got 20, so lap 28, 29, 20, 30, 31, 32. We've got 5 to go. Yeah, it's not quite enough.
It's got to be very close.
Yeah.
If you can keep up the pace, but I think the mediums are going to drop
They will
off too
drop
much.
away.
Yeah.
It won't be too bad because the tyres are very good. The mediums, then you won't start to get a drop off until towards the end. They're only 6 laps old at the moment. They are very consistent for a long time. But unfortunately, so are the hards, and they're consistent for just that bit longer. Jones's hards will be worn. You know, he's done 18 laps. You'd be looking normally to be doing 19, 20 laps in a stint on the hards. So he's going to have to do a few more laps. Lap 29 now. And Vaporizer's lap still super consistent. He's only 700ths of his previous best. So fair play. Vaporizer's giving it his all. 10-second gap. 4 laps to go. Oh, sorry, 5 laps to go now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close, but he's just going to be there. But if Jones gets a penalty, then yeah, he'll definitely get it.
Rob is now right on the back of Vemu.
Look at it, this is the same scenario that happened to Vaporizer last week, with Bama staying out and getting the victory in the end. The unconventional strategy. It's going to happen. Is it going to happen again for Vaporizer?
That's another reason why I didn't expect Vaporizer together with Raptor and Mother Up to pit for another set of mediums.
Thing is, the mediums wouldn't have been able to last. I did think they would maybe have to do a 2-stop. I thought maybe they'd be able to, they could surprise me, but I just thought, you could probably do 20 laps, but trying to do those extra 5 laps would be, or extra 4 laps would be really pushing it. 4 to go, 3.5 now for Jones.
We've got DK in the chat supporting Jones for taking the victory in this race. You love to see it. Teammates supporting each other, always a good thing to see. As Rob has taken P4 now. Is it enough for Mother to try and see if you can get past Jay Prentice? Jay Prentice will do everything he can to keep that Haas behind. We know he's got the straight line speed. Will he be good enough? And will he be quick enough through the corners to keep that Haas behind? Here we have the four-way battle for P8 as well.
Yeah, it's mental here. I've just gone onto it. DRS train.
Let's see, is there going to be a move? AJ is low on ERS. Kisil is using, no, not using his ERS, using the DRS though to catch up. Is he going to make a move on a second straight? 18 lap old mediums compared to 26 lap old hards. What a battle. Oh, and it was very loose on exit, and here comes Flexkey with a move around the outside. Oh, side by side through the hairpin. Pushes him off track, but he makes the move stick. Is it going to be an illegal overtake? Oh! They don't make contact, but he sticks his nose in once again. But they both still on track, and they're both still side by side. They're wheel banging once again. But the Red Bull does not make it stick. But Flexi pushes the Red Bull now off track, but the Red Bull is still there.
Oh, how are they not crashed yet?
As the Red Bull stays in front. Oh my days.
Yeah, that was some good battling there. That was really nice.
With 2 laps to go, I think we can conclude that Jones, if he doesn't make a mistake, is going to win this one.
Yeah.
But we have to focus on the battle for P3 in this race as well. A lot of battles going on towards the end.
The Red Bull's
no!
crashed! The Red Bull crashed the keys on Flexi, I think. I don't know if he ended up making contact. Yeah, he did. I think he's got wing damage.
Wing damage on the right hand side, and Blizzard now took full use of that, and he's now gained 2 positions and up into P9.
And he's against someone who's got 27 lap old hards.
Have to focus now on this battle.
Jay Prentice here. Oh, he would hate it now. It's coming to the last lap. Has he got the energy? He's got lots of energy and low downforce. And Moller has no energy. This is the only thing Jay Prentice has. Unleash the Jay Prentice speed.
He's pulling away. Oh my days.
You ain't making moves. You're not going to make the moves down the straights on him. You're going to have to do it in braking. Unfortunately, Bryson had a moment. Oh! Bryson had a moment, so he's outside the points again. Yeah, I think Jay Prentice might have this. The legendary low downforce package working again.
It's insane.
It's not over yet, but it's going to require a lunge from Moller.
We have to take a look at Jones as well. We lost massively on this lap, but it doesn't matter at all.
Nah, cruising it.
We have to take a look at our leader. He did a one stop. He started on the mediums, safety car came out, pitted for the hards, and he made it stick. We've got a fresh winner in Colors of Speed by the name of Jones Vaporizer taking P2 and the fastest lap. But who is going to take the last podium spot? Is it going to be Jay Prentice? Is it going to be Moller up? I reckon it's going to be Jay Prentice, and he takes it. He used all of his battery on the last lap, but he takes P3 in this race with Moller up P4. Vemu will take P5. Roy now coming across the line will take P6. We've got a big battle going on as well for the last couple of laps. We've got Gasil and Flexi once again fighting for the last points in this race. Oh, they're so close together. Who is going to take it? Flexi with the loss of downforce. Oh, he's just got out in front of him and he takes it. But Gasil jumps up to 8 because of penalties. AJ drops down to P9, Flexi P10, and Brisson must have made a mistake on the last lap as he finishes P11. But oh my days, what an end to this race.
Yeah, that was really good fun there at the end. Yeah, well, it was well done. Jay Prentice, he actually did his fastest lap there because he was able to just use up all his energy. Fair play Those guys who started, and that's the thing. Ultimately the guys who didn't pit, if all those medium runners had have pitted for hards and didn't mess up their races, they could have been on course for really good results. So fair play to Jay Prentice and Jones for making that strategy work. They had the luck with the safety car today, but then after that, everything was their own.
So here we have it, the final results of tonight's race. We've got P.W. Jones taking victory here on Portugal with a price of P2 with the fast lap, so we'll get an extra point for that one. Jay Prentice with a massive P3 will round off the podium. Mother in P4, Vemo P5, Roy P6, Raptor P7, Kisil P8, AJ P9 and Fletcher rounds off the top 10. We've got Brizin P11, Charlie P12, Fruitful P13, Donny P14, Kierbo P15, DK P16 and News P17. And with that, it rounds off the stream as well. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Congratulations on the people who finished inside the points and on the podium. And thank you, Lewis, for joining me in the commentary box. It was a pleasure as always.
Absolutely, great race. Like I said just now, yeah, pleasure as always. And yeah, we're back next week. We're back racing as well. I'm back racing as well next week. Nice break. So yeah, tune in for more next time.
Yes, we will be heading over to France for the Castellet circuit. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that one. We will be back next week, like Lewis said, with all the other tiers as well, as we had a rerun for this week's EU1 race. And as I always say, have a good one, stay safe, and goodbye.